Dudes, what's up? Let's get right into it. I designed this moss farm, but a lot of the parts of this actually come from the cobblestone farm that Ilmango designed and has a video on, so you can check that out. I think I also have a tutorial video on that as well. But other than those aspects of the farm, I did design this myself. And what we're doing here is we're having the stone get pushed out. We're having this moss be bone mealed. You break whatever's on top of the moss. When the stone comes out, it actually breaks the moss. And then we also have water coming out and running all of the drops into the collection system down here. I'll try and cover more of the mechanics as we actually build the tutorial. This farm normally gets anywhere from 14,000 to 15,000 drops an hour. I just had a bad run that I just tested right here. We did get about 13,773 items per hour. You can see the different rates for the different items at the bottom left over there. But yeah, before when I was testing it, I was getting around 15,000 items per hour, which I think is super crazy for how simple this farm really is. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is put down 5 pistons just like that. These are actually going to push along all the stone that we are going to make. What we can do is go ahead and put down this stone just like that. The water sources are going to have to be here and right here. We're going to have a water source here, water source here. Now what we can do is put a block right on top of that water source. We can put glass right along the back of here. Now you can use any building block here. I'm just using glass because I want to be able to see inside of this farm and see what's going on. We're also going to put glass on top of this first row of stone just like that, and then this is where we can pop in our lava source, and the lava source is going to turn all of those water, the flow of water, into stone there. Now we're going to build this natural stone out 11 starting from this block. So this is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. That's 11 right there. And then on this side again, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So just like that, and then we're going to fill all of this in with this natural stone. Now to figure out where we're actually going to want the moss block to go, we're going to go 1 2 3. We're going to make sure that there's 3 on that side, so that looks good. And then we're going to put the moss block 1 off the ground, so right there. And then we can get rid of these blocks. These were just temporary. I forgot where that went. Now we're going to want to put immovable blocks behind this stone right here, just so that the pistons can't push them any further. I'm going to use furnaces because furnaces are cheap. Now let's go ahead and hook up the redstone to the pistons. So we're going to cover the back of each of one of these. These are eventually going to have redstone on top. Then we're going to 1 2 3 and then hook that in once just like that. We can put redstone on top of those, and then this is where we're going to put the on and off switch and the timer. So this is going to be the timer right here. We're going to put a sticky piston just like that. And we're going to put a block. This is going to be a floating block. That is another block on the ground. Another floating block, block on the ground, floating block, and then block on the ground. Now we actually need to switch that out with a repeater. This is going to have 4 ticks. They're all going to have 4 ticks, so they're all going to be maxed out repeaters, except for this one right here, which that one is going to have 3 ticks just like that. All this polished andesite, this can be any block, any building block that you want. I'm just using polished andesite because it's easy to count. And then the on and off switch is going to go over here. We need a solid block like that. Then we need another sticky piston, another solid block here, and then a sticky piston that looks just like that. Now what we need to do is we need to put a redstone dust here. We need to put a repeater right there. And then the on and off switch is going to be right here. So if we turn that on, as you can see, they'll start powering those pistons. Since we have the natural stone and then the furnaces, they're not actually going to work until we actually turn some of that stone into moss. But now this on and off switch is all set up and the pistons are being powered the correct amount and they are on the timer. Now what we need to do is bring this pulse up to the moss block. So we're going to make a little staircase just like this, and then we're going to bring this across until this middle where the lava source is, right like this. Now we can put down those blocks just like that. We can put our sticky piston. We no longer need that block. We can put another block right here. Then we can put another block right here. Then our other sticky piston can go just like that. And then we just need 1 block in the middle here. And then we can just put all of our redstone down and connect all of this up. We need to put a repeater with 2 ticks right here. What we're going to do is go like that. And then we need this to continue over onto the other side like this. We're also going to bring this wall up by 1, so put down some more glass right there. Now we need to get the dispenser in place for this moss block. So what we're going to do is go ahead and grab our dispenser and put it facing into the moss block just like that. And now we're going to have to put a solid block right up here, which means that we can put our sticky piston right here. We're going to pull both of these back by 1 just like that. We're going to make a little staircase like thing like this. Now we can put a redstone dust here, a piece of glass here. Up here, we're going to need to put a repeater with 4 ticks, redstone dust going up to it, redstone dust here, just another repeater right there, and that's what's going to get the power down here and then power the dispenser. Now we just need to hook this up to the timer, just like that. And if you're wondering what this thing right here does, it makes it so that for every 3 times that the pistons push forward this natural stone, it will send 1 pulse up to the moss. So for every 1 moss that grows that gets bone mealed, you get 3 pushes of stone, and that just makes it so that you don't waste a bunch of bone meal off growing this moss. Now you can make it a little bit faster by only putting in 1 of these pistons or not putting in either of them, but then you're going to be using a ton of bone meal. I know this thing looks complex, but I just walked you through the whole thing and it's actually very simple. Let's go ahead and make the water dispenser, and it's going to be 7 wide. All of these blocks, not that one. For this wall on this side, we can just put glass. We're going to want to raise this up too high so we don't lose any of the drops. Now what we want to do is put trapdoors. They can be whatever kind of trapdoor you want, but I just like spruce. And then you open them up so it looks like this. Next, let's surround this all with glass. And again, you can use whatever building block you want. And we don't really need these corners, so I'm actually just going to take them out. And then we're going to fill all of these slots, the 7 slots, with water sources. The block that actually covers this water can't be glass because we need to put a redstone signal through it. We're going to go ahead and use this polished andesite. Now we need to cover all of these blocks with redstone dust. And we're going to want the trapdoors to be powered normally, and then we're going to send a pulse that actually unpowers them for a shorter amount of time. So the way that we're going to do that is by putting a redstone torch right under here. We need to build this structure. We do need the block on top to transfer the power up. And now all we need to do is occasionally power this redstone torch for a certain amount of time to let all the water come out. And then that is going to push all the drops out into the collection system. Let's make this platform a little bit bigger so that we can fit in all of the redstone. And we want it to look just like this. Now we want a repeater right here with 3 ticks, just like that. Now we're going to take this redstone pulse over this way. This right here is actually going to be a block, and then we can put redstone on all of that. And then this is going to be a comparator. Now this comparator combined with this repeater is going to make these trapdoors open for the right amount of time and flush all of the drops over into the collection area over here. Let's bring this wall up a little bit. Let's also bring this wall up a little bit. And then we're going to trap all of this inside just like that so that we can put our water source right here. And then flow all of the drops over into the collection system right here. But actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and dig out a little hole for our chests right here. Now that we have a little hole built, what we can do is start putting down our chests. So we're going to stack these 2 high just like this, and you may need to make an even bigger collection system because you will be getting so many drops from this. Let's go ahead and just start with this for now. Go ahead and put all the hoppers facing into the back just like that, and then on this one we're going to click that hopper right there, and then we're going to click that hopper so we make a chain going that way, and then they all go down. So now we can go ahead and fill all of this in with our glass just like that, and now we can put our water source right there. And the water is going to push all the drops down into these hoppers. All right, so now let's try and run the farm, see if anything breaks. We're going to have to build up this wall, maybe 1 or 2 higher, just like that. And the farm is working, and you're going to get about 14,000 to 15,000 drops per hour. Really quick, I wanted to give a huge shout out to Dylan McGee and all of the summer campers that are at the Slow High summer camp right now. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!